Travis Bazzana's got such a bright future, and it was fun watching. Like, Guardians fans were excited when he was drafted. That had like an NFL draft flavor to it because he was a known commodity coming out of Oregon State in the draft this year.
Yeah, like when you have that opportunity, especially as a franchise like that, where you're looking for these kind of iconic players that could show up,
Right.
and you knew him from everything he did in college, and so Cleveland fans were very excited to see him go number one.
You know who's not excited that we have him on the program right now is
HR.
Harold, because we got a Beaver on the show, and Harold's not here to interview him. Travis Bazzana joins us on the program this morning. Travis, good morning, man. How you feeling? I know you just got back from the Premier 12 tournament. How's the body holding up after all that travel?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I just was up really early this morning because haven't got used to the time difference again. So
tell us about the experience out there. I know that your teammates loved having you around because you were good enough to share some of the Nike swag love. But tell us about the experience playing in the tourney.
Yeah, it was incredible. The results weren't really there for the team. We kind of threw a few games away. Not doing the little things right, but in terms of environment and experience, it was incredible. We had 2 games probably in front of 30,000+ people, singing songs and chanting every pitch, every AB. And that's something you don't really get to experience much in your life. So that was special, and it was a really good group of guys. So I was excited to be back playing with people that I, looked up to when I was in Australia, and then also played with when I was growing up there.
Hey, take us back a little bit, Travis, to your career so far. Like, you get drafted number 1 overall, and then you get to sign, and you get to go play pro ball. What was your season like? That experience of your first taste of professional baseball?
It was great. Yeah, joined a pretty winning team. They won the first half, and then we proceeded to go on and win the Midwest League Championship. So that's always fun, when you're playing every day, it definitely would get more tough for teams that are, on the losing end. Everyone kind of ends up playing for themselves, I feel like. But we had a really good group, and it was a blast. So that was great. It's learning experience, new environment, just kind of building my routines in professional baseball, understanding how to be best prepared every day. That was all like a learning and an adjustment, but it was great.
We love watching the international game, and our JP Morosi is there covering the tournament. And I know that you had a chance to play for. You mentioned when we started this interview being attached to some guys that you grew up watching play. David Nilsson was your manager, great years with the Brewers in the big leagues. Graham Lloyd, your bullpen coach. So what are your earliest memories of watching those guys? Like, were they really Australian baseball icons, as we're led to believe?
Yeah, they were. And those 2 guys kind of even were iconic even a little before I could comprehend how much I love baseball in Australia. But, when I was younger, I recall kind of the men's national team, considering they won a silver medal at the Olympics right as I was kind of young age. They were a big deal, throughout the early 2000s and 2010, and those guys kind of led the way. So to be led by them is special. And then, yeah, it was just a group of guys that I were like the best players when I was 15. They were the best 20-year-olds. It's like, who's the next guy? So it's exciting to share the field and push for one kind of goal together.
Yeah, and for you, dude, like, I've been to Australia. I played against Australia World Junior Championships back in 1993. Glenn Williams was the shortstop of the team at the time. And now you have this kind of really amazing honor, the first ever Australian to be the number 1 overall pick. Like, what does that mean to you? Because, that really puts Australian baseball on the map. I know it's always been there and it's been growing, but, like, now people are really recognizing how good the baseball is in Australia.
Yeah, it's cool you mentioned Willow. He's played a big role in my development as a player and mentored me a lot since I was younger. He's actually, kind of running the show in Baseball Australia nowadays. So Willow's awesome. But, yeah, it's super special. I see an opportunity to really continue to grow the game in Australia. And the draft became an opportunity for me to to do that, and then it's just continuing that from now on. So it's special, but the baseball is good quality. It's just the depth of it back home. The more players and coaches we can continue to get that have, good experience, and that'll help the game grow. But at the top, there's some pretty quality baseball back home.
And you guys have a little extra fight to you, and I think that's because of all the wild animals you have in Australia. I spent some time over there. I ran into a Western King Brown on a bike ride. I saw some crocodiles. I saw some lizards. Was baseball a little different in the backyard there? Did you have to watch out for snakes like that? That's no lie, by the way, on a bike ride. I came across the fourth most poisonous snake in the world. That's in his backyard.
I mean, I feel like I'm not consciously thinking about it, but there's got to be some correlation between that and the fight the guys show, and I think you can see it. Some of our best ever baseball players have been known for their competitive nature on the field. I mean, look at Hendricks and Balfour. It's like they're just different on the mound. So,
yep, that's a great example.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's got to be some correlation.
Yeah, the way Graham Lloyd went after Armando Benitez that time, it was like a dingo took his baby. You know what I mean?
One. Nice one. Hey, Travis, I want to ask you this because, look, your future is so bright. You play the infield, you play the outfield. Cleveland loves you. What are the Guardians telling you about what they're expecting from you this year and your role moving forward?
I mean, they've been great. It's about, showing that I'm prepared to move. I think that, the conversation's pretty stable. It's like, be you, be a leader, go out and play with that edge and intention of winning every day. And if you perform like we think you're going to perform, everything will play out. If I can make an impact at the next level up, I'm going to get chances to do that. So just, trusting my process, preparing well every day. And soon enough I could be, moving up where I'd love to be. So.
Well, we can't wait to watch it unfold for you in your career, and we'll be following it at every step of the way. Thanks for taking some time with us. Congrats on the run that you had in the Premier 12. Enjoy the little downtime you may be faced with here before you get back to work, and we look forward to visiting with you down the road.